What's going on, Cal Poly fans? We wish you a very happy 2025, but for us in the college athletics world, this is very much just the middle of our year. I'm sitting down with Cal Poly Director of Athletics, Don Oberhelman, who is here to give us a vibe check, a temperature check on where this athletic season is as we cross over from the 2024 calendar year to 2025. And of course, Cal Poly, the defending Big West Commissioner's Cup champion, and right now sitting in a pretty good spot to repeat. We'll have to see how winter sports and eventually the spring shakes out. But how have you been as we get into a new calendar year? And Cal Poly, plenty more championships to add to that trophy drawer so far this season.
What an amazing fall we had this year. So we participated in 5 Big West Conference sports in the fall. We won 4 championships in those 5 sports. Just an incredible run. Obviously, we're in first place in the Big West Commissioner's Cup again, which we won last year. We're looking for a repeat, and I think we're off on a pretty good start with our fall sports. As for football, I do feel like we left a win or two out on the field this year. Our play demonstrated that we could have won a couple of more games along the way. I'm really excited, though, about the progress we're making between the nutrition developments that we've had and then with the John Madden Football Center coming online. It's going to change how we recruit. It's going to change how we develop and train our student athletes. It's going to give them one-stop shopping for all their needs. And we can't wait for that thing to open up, hopefully towards the end of this coming season.
Winning the Commissioner's Cup for the first time in the school's history last year was obviously an incredible feat. But to follow that up with the success that you guys have had throughout the fall sports and the potentials here of improvement in basketball in the winter and what lies ahead in the spring, what does that speak volumes to in terms of how you've been able to construct these coaching staffs and these programs here in San Luis Obispo?
Well, I think it starts with just hiring the right people and empowering them to do the job. Get out of the way is kind of a great way to put it. And we've done that. We've hired some amazing coaches here, I think, across the board, and then trying to equip them for success. And some of that means we got to fundraise to help support their budget. Sometimes it's helping them with scheduling, whatever that looks like, but trying to equip them for success. And we've been able to develop, I think, a strong culture where winning is an expectation with all our sports. Now, we have 22 sports. It's really hard to win a championship in every single one of them every single year. I think we all understand that. And we do have some sports that we want to pick up a little bit. But for the most part, we have a culture of winning that I think rivals any other athletic department I've ever been a part of.
You made some terrific hires the last couple of years, and banking on another one here with women's soccer. Talk to us a little bit about Bernardo Silva, who's no stranger to the Cal Poly community and comes over from Big West member Cal State Bakersfield.
Yeah, Bernardo was an assistant for us a few years back, coaching for our longtime head coach, Alex Crozier, who was our head coach for a century, it seems. Having Bernardo come back, knowing our system, knowing the type of student we have, knowing admissions, everything else, how it operates, gives him a huge head start. He had his first practice today. We moved him into a brand new locker room inside Mott Athletic Center at the start of the season. I expect us to hit the ground running. I expect us to compete for conference titles right off the bat. I know that is his expectation, and he considers this home. So I'm so excited to have him back in the family. I think he has the potential to be a Mustang for the rest of his life and the rest of his career. He believes he can compete nationally here, and we agree. So I couldn't be more excited to have him here and have him back home and back in the fold as a Mustang.
When you talk about the state of Division I college athletics right now, you have to talk portal and you have to talk money. And money is name, image, likeness. But with some of the figures that are being thrown out here, there are programs that just can't realistically, recruiting-wise, compete for certain types of student athletes. Where's Cal Poly right now when it comes to NIL? And what's your stance of the direction things are headed right now? It's seemingly free agency and it's a free-for-all. Do you see this thing getting under control anytime soon?
I unfortunately don't. I'm pretty troubled by a lot of the things that are happening nationally. What we have going on in our little slice of heaven here on the Central Coast, I think, is really good. We have students that want to be here for the education, but we also are still going to hit. We're going to get hit by the portal, and we've lost, I believe, 9 football players already this year to the transfer portal. That hurts. That really hurts. and they're signing for money. They're getting a compensation package in addition to their scholarship that just isn't something that we're prepared to do. We do want to have some name, image, likeness opportunities for our students. There's going to be revenue sharing that is now coming to light that we're still trying to figure out. The NCAA just next week is going to help us try to explain kind of how all this is going to work when it comes to gender equity, Equal Pay Act issues. I mean, anytime you do something like this, it opens 6 doors that I don't think anybody intended to open when it comes to employment issues and other things. So we're all, as an association, the NCAA, still trying to figure out how all that works. And obviously on our campus, we're not going to be doing $1 million deals for our student athletes. What troubles me is all these relationships have become very transactional between a student and a coach. What are you going to pay me to come play for you, instead of what kind of relationship can we have? How can you transform me into a better version of myself? And I believe at our university that teacher-scholar model that we talk about needs to be paramount to everything that we do. So I still want those relationships to be transformational versus transactional. That's my pie in the sky philosophical moment, and I think our president agrees with us on all of those issues. Do we need to be able to compensate some of our student athletes better? We do. And we're going to need our public support. We're going to need our fans to help us with some of that because we are going to get decimated by the transfer portal, particularly in the sports of football and men's basketball, where you're seeing such a high number of students entering those spaces.
I want to talk a little bit about basketball, since you kind of finished with that just there. Mike DeGeorge, your big off-season hire, had a ton of success, Division II, Division III, and that's translated pretty nicely so far. Obviously, it helps having brought over some guys familiar with his system, but it's a fun style of basketball here in San Luis Obispo. I mean, wearing out the point column just about every night here. Cal Poly, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, already a couple more wins than they had all of last season, and certainly that banner win in late November against Stanford, I think, really got the attention of college basketball fans and coaches around the country, that this is a program here on the rise. And paired with what you have Chanel Steyer's doing now in year 3 with her program, what are your thoughts on the hoops here at Cal Poly, and where do you hope that kind of leads these next couple of months?
Yeah, it's been a whole lot of fun to watch this year. I'm not going to lie. I've really enjoyed watching our basketball student athletes grow and develop, particularly the ones that we had on our roster last year, and see how they've absorbed a new style of play that is very hard to learn. For the fans that have been able to come to Mott Athletic Center and watch us play, I think they've seen something very different than any other team in the country plays this way. It's scoring at the rim or it's shooting threes. His philosophy is, if we can't score at the rim, I want a three-pointer up in 8 seconds. And you don't obviously get to do that every time, but that happens a lot, and it's fast. It is fun. It's almost like when you watch the crowd, it's almost like watching a tennis match as they go back and forth as you watch them go up and down the court. We're not as deep as we need to be, I think, clearly, and our coach is working on that. This is his first year, as we go through this. But I think what our fans are going to see is hope, enjoyment. They're going to see wonderful young men play this game. They're going to watch them fly up and down the court. It's dunks and threes. That's what everybody wants to see. And it is just a blast to watch. As for the women's basketball program, if you haven't seen Annika Shaw play, I regret it for all of you. That she's just so much fun to watch. She's a great leader. She embodies everything we expect out of a Mustang student athlete. And both of these programs are worthy of support of our community. Our attendance has been up for both. So I think people are starting to realize that this is an exciting thing to be a part of. So more and more people are starting to come. And when we're on the road, watch us on ESPN+. The same way people watch our football team plays, the same way you can watch literally all of our sports are going to be on ESPN+ going forward. So please tune in and subscribe to that package, because it's a great way to catch up with us when we're on the road.
It's so easy to access a Cal Poly athletics game, no matter the sport, with this ESPN Plus deal that the Big West signed off on a handful of years ago. What makes you the most excited about this new broadcast studio that Cal Poly has been able to orchestrate and build up for this 24-25 season? Yeah,
it's been an amazing partnership. So the university really helped our athletic program out, working with our journalism program. So in the graphic communications building, just right by the stadium, is a brand new state-of-the-art television production facility where we can do games from Mott Athletic Center, from Spano Stadium, from Baggett and Jansen, with relative ease. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen what a production truck looks like when they come do games, but it's a lot of people, it's a lot of equipment. There's a lot more to it, I think, than people realize. They think it's just Chris Sylvester sitting courtside with a microphone, and it's not. There's so much more to it. It allows us to broaden our reach. It allows us to reach people worldwide. If we have an alum in Europe, they can still log in and watch our games on ESPN+. We'll have somewhere around 100, I think, broadcasts this coming year. I hope all of our fans sign up for Hulu, ESPN+, Disney+. There's all sorts of different packages. The ESPN+ is what we're looking for. And that person can watch baseball, softball, basketball, whatever it is their heart's desire, and hear the dulcet tones of Chris Sylvester on the microphone is what we hope. So it's a great partnership with the university. We're so grateful for them for understanding, both our provost and our president, the importance of the outreach and allowing our alumni to be able to watch Cal Poly play both home and away is just such a tremendous opportunity.
What do you look forward to the most these final 6 months of the 24-25 athletic year? And what have you been the most proud of? I know there are some big-time academic accomplishments among your student athletes.
Yeah, you hit it right there. For me, we can talk about the wins and losses, Commissioner's Cup, and I think all these are wonderful, accolades, and it's what we want to do, but we're also educators. And every university says this. I believe at our university we actually mean it when we say our coaches are educators, and our student athletes are actually here to go to school. They're actually here to get a degree. And our 93% graduation rate is tops in any of our conferences that we're a member of. And I would say for me, if I had to hang my hat on one thing, what are you most proud of? It's that graduation rate with our student athletes. That's an incredible number. We talked about adding this academic honor award too that our University Foundation has opted to do, where it's called Alston. It gets complicated, but it's basically we're now able to give a $2,000 one-time award for any student athlete that gets a 4.0 in that particular quarter. In this quarter, we're looking at 52 student athletes that got 4.0s. That's almost 10% of our students have a 4.0. I can't say enough good things about what's going on in the classroom with these students.
Take that, NIL. A couple thousand by way of some good academics. Don Oberhelman, appreciate your time, my friend.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you.
Stay with us here on Cal Poly Athletics on social media. GoPoly.com for the latest on the Mustangs.